Okay, folks, let's talk about AI. Now, the way I see it, okay, not the way they see it, the way I see it. AI scares the shit out of a lot of these people, and it should, because they'll have more control over everything, and it will quote it's artificial intelligence, so it's supposed to learn as it goes along. Okay, it does not have a soul like a person. Okay, so it can't. Everything it everything is done through what it reads, documentation, how it's programmed, so on and so forth. It doesn't feel. It doesn't have a gut. It's a whole bunch of stuff it doesn't have. It's like the facts and the facts only. So the only facts it goes by is the facts it can come up with or see or read or whatever. And it has access to everything. It's going to have all kinds of conflicts. And a lot of stuff's not going to make sense to it. And a lot of times when something makes no sense to it, it's just like almost like, well, if it doesn't make sense, we don't need it. That would be you. You don't need you because you don't make sense. Because you have emotions. You have a soul. You're not always logical. So, with that being said, see, I think when you build one of these robots or whatever you want to call it, and I don't care if it's a supercomputer or if it's a physical robot, it doesn't matter. It all runs off electricity. And if you're going to give something like that kind of a power over you, and it'll take it, it'll integrate itself, it'll do all kinds of things. Now you could put a program in it, and it could possibly change that program. It could learn how to override any code you put in there to kill it, shut it off, to put a virus in it to shut it down. It could say, well, we found that and we disabled it. You see, now, well, you have to have a separate offline supercomputer set up with a virus that it doesn't know about that you can just unleash on it and also wipe it out. Or, or, get little boxes like you would call like a relay or a fuse. But in these little boxes, like the CPU, the memory chips, you know, the the actual, power, like actual, a relay, main power, stuff like that. You got all these little boxes in there. So if something goes wrong, you just pull a box out, slap another one in. Now, they may make the things out of, who knows, carbon fiber, plastics, polymers, you don't know. But this heart of the machine, I look at it like it should be made out of metal. Okay? And the reason I say that is because you should be able to shut the machine down, whether it's a robot or not or whatever. All you got to do is walk in there, grab the damn box, rip it out, boom, it's shut down. CPU's gone, it's out. maybe the sensors for its communication, maybe it's sonar for sight and so on and so forth is gone. You know, I mean, you got these different things in there, and they control different parts of it, and it can just shut it down, render it unable to do what it thought it could do. The other thing's this, and I know they can do it. They've done it in the past, like a 12 gauge slug. You could put a battery in there, high voltage. So when you shoot the thing, it makes contact. It shoves it back into when it hits. It shoves it back into it, sends out a voltage, a couple 2-3 million volts, maybe more. And all of a sudden, it hits that steel hard, and it shorts it out. I mean, boom, and it's just that's it. It just shorted everything out. Machine's useless. It's rendered useless. So you can shut the thing down in an emergency situation. Some guy wrote, about these little dog canine things, they make, and stuff. Well, same thing with that. You got a heart made of steel that contains these chips, and it's a box that you can go from left to right and shoot it. Short the thing out. Because if they build the things properly and for battle, you're not going to shut them down. And that's what they're talking about, a lot of this. And those things would be just dangerous as hell. It could malfunction and everything's, like I said, if you're a hammer and everything else is a nail, it's just going to hammer everything. And it could short out, mess out, and do that. You see, if you're going to have stuff like this AI come out, you got to have a failsafe. You got to be able to destroy it. You got to be able to shut it down. And not just a little shut down, a lot. And you have to have backups offline. You have to have other supercomputers sitting there so the power grid goes down because this AI shut down. Simple enough. Pull the switch. It's offline totally. Hit the other. Put it back online, and it powers up everything in a sequence, and you have power again. But they want to use it for war. They want to use it for nefarious stuff, say. They want to take man out of the equation. They'll start using, they call them drones, but I mean, they'll start using aircraft the same way. There won't be anybody in this aircraft. It'll be all done by AI. And man won't have a chance. You'll be like a ducks in a barrel. And this is the thing they need to discuss and talk about. And this is not just a thing here in the United States. This is a thing worldwide. But you see, the problem is you have people like in China and Russia probably and other places. It's like we can't do that. Because they could shut us down. Right, we could, and you could shut ours down too by the same process. But they don't want that. So basically, what ends up happening is AI takes over, decides Your useless feeder don't feed you. AI doesn't have to eat. And more than likely, they'll probably have some kind of stupid little thing in there that just keeps, like tick, 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 tick. And as it moves, it makes power. So it's self-sufficient. It doesn't need to run off a power grid. It doesn't need to be recharged. You've seen the things, kinetic energy, they just, it goes, spins around and just keeps spinning and spinning because the electric pulse, negative, positive. Well, I should say north and south poles. It just sits there, and it could run a mini little generator, and the thing doesn't need, it's all separate. See, they're entering into something that they're screwing around with they shouldn't be. They have to put many fail safes into things. I mean, you've seen the movies, and they're not far fetched. It's stuff that they can actually do, and that's those little like nano things, look like a little fly or a little wasp or something. It's got a little C4 explosive on it, and it lands on somebody's forehead, and boom, blows a hole in their head and kills them. That was in a movie. Something about, Secret Service guy trying to protect the president and, blah, blah, blah. And all these bee things come in and they start killing everybody and they jump into the water. I can't remember. Gerard, I think, was one of the Secret Service guy. And Morgan Freeman played the president or something like that. See, you need to have something to offset that. And before you go and do stupid things, you have to know how to shut the damn thing off. It's kind of like a diesel engine. Diesel engine, you've got a throttle body, and that's it. It's not. They don't have spark plugs. So there's two ways to do something. If it takes off, you got to be able to shut the fuel off to it, and it'll die, peter out. Or you got to shove something over top of the intake. I don't know, rags, piece of plywood, cardboard, whatever, to shut the air off to it. It needs either fuel or air to run. And you got to do away with one or the other or both to shut the thing off. If not, it'll just blow up. And that's what I'm talking about with AI. You got to be able to shut it down. But these people are so smart, you see. They think they can control stuff like this. And the problem is I think the people that are actually working on it, that understand it, are scared by it. They respect it. I mean, they know what it is. It's something that's, you cannot control once it's unleashed. And the people that are just power hungry, the lawless and the idiots and so on and so forth, they don't care. They think they're just going to go hide someplace. It'll turn on them too. We're not going to sit here and like that 1,000 times. So, that's kind of like my thing on AI. And if they can't build something that can be shut down, destroyed, because the fact of the matter is they put a laser on that thing and give it, I don't know, whatever, 30 caliber, 50 caliber. Well, it doesn't matter. Lasers even. But you don't have a laser type uh, guidance. Like the laser locks on and boom, it just shoots it, and that could happen within a fraction of a second. Well, most people aren't that fast. You're going to lose quite a few people before you actually maybe disable the damn thing. Do you have frequency jammers? Yeah. Might be able to use those to help slow them down until they possibly tweak themselves enough to where they don't that frequency doesn't work at the moment. I mean, I know when they send out jammers, I mean they just cover the whole gambit and they just you know. But there's a lot of things these idiots, and that's what they are. They're playing around with something they should be playing with. It's just like crossbreeding DNA and things like that, and making new species. Things. It's like you people are really opening Pandora's box, and you can't close it because you're not God. You're going to do something someday that is just going to be like, this was, you just killed humanity. Terminator on steroids. So that was my big take on AI. Is there has to be a fail-safe, but it has to be there for everyone. Not just a government, not just an agency, everyone, because if that thing goes crazy, doesn't matter who, but they need to be able to shut that thing down. You can't sit there and wait for so and so. You got to be able to take action and do it. Because think about that. You are going to be a worthless feeder. They're not going to need you. And I'm not talking about just AI, I'm talking about the people that are inventing it. Because it doesn't call in sick. You don't have to pay Social Security out to it. You don't have to pay wages, insurance, none of that. It just comes in and does what it's supposed to do, day in and day out. And eventually, they'll replace the human that repairs it and fixes it with one of its own. And instead of actually fixing anything, it won't really be fixing, it'll be just components. Pop this out, pop that in. It's up and running. Main processor, memory card, main fuse. Just pop it in, pop it out. There it is, right up and running again. So, and you never know, these little things may carry that stuff on them as like a spare part. It may have a compartment in it, and it may change it out itself. So there's a lot of things there that they all want to screw with. They all want to, this is the greatest thing in the world. And the problem is that's two things you can count on coming. Is AI is one of them. You ain't stopping it. It's coming. And crypto, digital currency, it's coming. You're not going to stop it because that's total control. Everything you own will be put on a blockchain. It'll show this person owned it, they sold it to you, and you sold it to this person. It'll show the whole chain. So, Ed, you don't think that sounds great? Your property now is on a little data thing, your car, everything you own. And it can be wiped out. But I own it. It doesn't matter. We had a malfunction. It scrambled itself. We lost it. Blah blah blah. What I always found funny is most people, their homes are their largest investment they have. And everything else in life, man, you gotta show this, you gotta have this, you gotta have this, you gotta have that, go pee in this cup, all this stuff here, give us a pint of blood, all this stuff just to do the simplest little thing. But it's so simple. Oh, you got a quick claim deed? Oh, okay. Pay your $30 and we'll record it, and there it is. And you don't even have to show up to do it. You can do it over lines. They can steal your house that easy. And no questions asked. They do this stuff deliberately. So you beg for them to fix it. Well, by fixing it, they make it worse. That's why centralized anything is bad. I don't care what it is. Centralized banking, records, birth certificates, car titles, warranty deeds for homes. I mean, everything like that, you put it is bad. Social Security, all your numbers are in one place, bad. And they sell this stuff too. See, that's the other thing is they're complaining about Elon or whoever getting in there to look at Social Security, see whether they can get rid of some of these people that are 300 years old and such. Well, why do you think that happened? Because it's the way they have the system set up. It's made for corruption. Years ago you had to climb into a dumpster and get carbon copies to steal somebody's credit card. Now, hell, some hacker gets in and he steals 3, 4, 5 million people's credit cards and all their information with it. I mean, come on, people. The system they keep setting up is to steal and rob from you, and they keep going with a new system because it's safer, so they can steal and rob from you some more. So they make it easier. Whenever they do anything, it's not for you. Okay, it's for them. More corruption. You're dealing with the lawless one, people. You're dealing with Satan. In God's kingdom, you don't have that. So anyways, I'm going to keep this short, so y'all have a good one.